All right, so I've taken the comments from the client, and they basically said that they wanted a more open plan so that you could flow from room to room. And to make the foyer smaller and move the stairs closer to the front of the house. So I didn't record this because it's really just a matter of looking at it, thinking about it, making a change, thinking about it, looking at it, what could I do to make it better? And in the end, I don't really think that there's a whole lot of learning exposure here in terms of, well, how do you do something? I've shown how to do that in previous videos, but I'll show the modified version here and talk about it a little bit. And I'll go back into more tutorials or showing the process once the client has approved of the plans so that I can move into construction documents. So, of course, the nice thing about Revit is much of this is already in construction documents. And the unnice thing or the non-nice thing is that a lot of it is construction documents already. So when you're making changes, gone to a slightly additional effort to have the construction drawings integrated as part of the sketches. But then if the sketches change, then that effort was for nothing. But the stacked walls definitely help, no question about it. And as I've said many times, it's really just like playing video games. So this is my standard template. I'm not presenting all of these sheets to the client right now, but I do have all of these sheets made, and I will populate those sheets and perhaps add some more sheets later on as we progress into the project. But I've taken the surveyor's PDF, or I think in this case it was a CAD file, and I have integrated, well, I've added it to this file, and so the client can see the dark shaded area here is a protected area, either wetlands or woodlands. The hashed, I guess the diagonal is the woodland area. And we have to maintain not only that, we can't intercede into that, but we also have to maintain a 10-foot buffer from that so that we don't disturb it. So we have building setbacks, we have woodland preservation area, we have wetland on the site, and then we have to stay 10 feet away from those boundaries of the woodland and the wetland, not the setbacks. And so I'm showing this to the client so that they can see where the building envelope is and how that relates to the buffer zone and the building envelope of the house. And then this is an existing house next door, which was provided by the surveyor. So it's a nice site. I think there's a park here and a park back here. So it's a nice site. So I start out, I just show the client, probably maybe I should go to the floor plans first, but I just showed the client the four coordinates, southeast, southwest, northeast, and northwest perspectives. And I tilted a little bit more so that they can just kind of get an idea. So they said they wanted the rooms to flow. So used to have this as wide open, and now it has a formal dining room because the client wanted a formal dining room, but the flow of the room still happens because it's simply defined by a wall with a arch in it. And then I have the butler's pantry and the kitchen, and the breakfast nook, and then the family room. And I was able to rearrange the stairs so that the second set of stairs, which were over here, moved over to here so that I could move the laundry room, and that would give the client the laundry room now has windows, which is nice, because we had a back hall lab which still has no windows, But the laundry room didn't have any windows. So I think that was an improvement above and beyond what the client had asked for. And he did ask to make it wider. So when we go to the floor plan, you'll see that I popped this wall back towards the front of the house another 2 feet. And you can see here that little jog right there, which gave me an extra 2 feet in the kitchen. Now you can see from this perspective here that I had a butler's pantry here, and I simply removed the wall. So now I think that maybe I've gone a little too far in that, but you know, the house does flow. You can go from room to room now all the way around. And I haven't put the floors in the garage yet. So you can see the 2 stairs. You come in the front door, you've got the main stairs going up, or you come in the back hall and you have the secondary stairs, or the back hall stairs, as we call it. And let's take a look here. So I use this, I put these fluorescent lights underneath my cabinets. It helps to light the countertop. No, but these cabinets are really built to accept the light source here, so you can see them. But if we were really doing this, the bottom of the cabinets would be a little bit higher, so I could recess that. But if I recessed it out of sight now, it would actually be in the cabinet and it wouldn't do the illumination that I would wanted it to do. So without modifying my upper cabinets so that I could pull that up, we can see it. I wouldn't see that in real life, but it helps to illuminate it. So the island got 2 feet wider. There was a wall here between the kitchen and the butler's pantry, and now it's just wide open. And I got a nice workspace over here. I put a cork wall here as an extrusion. And then I went to Revit City and I got a magnet and paper notes, and I made it, I modified it slightly so that I could have a little bit bigger. So I have 2 of those here on this cork to kind of give an illustration of what this is. We have a nice Surface, Microsoft Surface laptop or pad here, and a nice chair, no upper cabinets, you know, so I think that adds a nice little touch to it. So we have, I think the microwave drawer makes more sense than having a microwave, you know, well, certainly absolutely not on a countertop, no microwave there. I think I do have a microwave in this bank of ovens too. But you got a couple of chairs here to sit at the island here. We have some chairs over here to sit at the island here, then the breakfast. So there's, you know, double washer, a dishwasher, which, you know, solves the problem of some people say it should be on the left-hand side and some people say it should be on the right, but if you have one on both sides, then that's not an issue. So just another camera shot of the kitchen. And I just thought, you know, that this was an important new feature, and I just showed that to the client in this PDF several times. And then again, this is the actual topography as it exists right now. And I just put the light source from the top left and then from the top right, so that the shadows will be in a different location, so the client can see how this topography interacts with the proposed basement plan on basement walls, because of that buffer area that we have to stay away from the actual woodlands and wetland area, and we're not going to really be able to sculpt much of the topography. So this is exactly as it is according to the survey. So that shows the client exactly where they can have a walkout, and they could have some extra high windows here and here. And as long as we can get out of the basement somewhere as a walkout basement, that client's pretty happy. And then I just show the schedule. I have a second floor plan drawn, but I'm not showing it in this version because it didn't, it was for the previous floor plan, which had the stairs in different locations. So the second floor has to change. So what I did was I used my schedule and I just sorted it out so that it said there wasn't anything. And the only information that would be displayed in this Schedule 2 or copy 2 would be items that were on the first floor. So we still come in the front door. I've moved the stairs from back here over to here. And I put a wall between the two rooms, but I like this 12-inch wall. It just makes the house feel more substantial. Now, I did have a wall here and here to make the butler's pantry. The client said that they wanted the house to flow from room to room. So I took those walls out. He may or may not want to put those back in if they like this, but there's a really nice kitchen here. I think that's over 9 feet wide island here. It's 4 feet wide by 9 feet or 9.5 feet. Plenty of space to walk around and nice breakfast nook. This is that cork wall here. I have my washers and dryers and laundry room, bigger than before. Not necessarily longer, but now it has, it's double loaded, whereas before, I think the entry was taking up part of the functional space. So, and it has a window, so I think this is better. But we made this smaller though, in order to accommodate this additional pushing out of that space by 2 feet. Had to take 2 feet off of the walk-in closet, which is in the back hall. So I think we have everything. Maybe that door should swing the other way. When we walk in, so I have my back hall and then my foyer, and I'm giving the client the square footages of these spaces, but these are to the inside walls. So that's not the total square footage. When you take the area, I calculate the square footage to the outside face of the brick, not the garage. But when you add all of that together, it's 2577 square feet. And then I also turn off the colors, turn off the labels, the room names and everything, and just throw in dimensions here. So if a client wants to see, well, what exactly is this space distance, or what's the actual width of this room or the length of the room, they can see it quite clearly, quite easily. So that is my second presentation to the client, and we'll sit back and wait to see whatever reactions they have to that, and I'll show those modifications. And if there's something that is unique to the creation of whatever modifications they want, then I will share that in the tutorial as well. But this is sort of just showing you the next step. Now, when I send this to my client, I don't include any verbiage or any attached voice recording. Just send it to them and let them look at it and decide what they like and what they don't like. I'm dealing with a contractor who is very knowledgeable in the housing market. And so I don't really need to tell them, well, here's the kitchen and this and that, but they can look at it and understand it both in plan view and also because of the renderings that are included that Revit does quite nicely. So I'll stop it here. And the next video will be modifying the plans for whatever reaction the client has.